Hey friends, Aisazia here, and today I'm going to go over how I did this past week and my thoughts of where I might be going in the future. Okay, so from the last video, I think I recorded on January 9th, so you can tell I didn't do anything that day, but then on January 10th, I was able to get a good amount of words done. So I kind of struggled this past week overall. You can see the numbers are kind of like it really dwindled down like the 14th and 15th, which I kind of knew might happen because I think my pattern, at least that I've noticed based off my previous challenges and just what I've done in the past, is that I can go pretty decently for a week. But towards the end of the second week, I usually, my energy and motivation, or just where, like all my ideas of where I want to go for the next part of the story kind of fades away, which isn't great, but that's kind of why I knew that I would have to change the word count here to 500. But even so, you can see that I didn't do so hot. So I'm actually recording this on the 17th, so I haven't done any words today. And I think I may not, just so that I can try to figure out what I'm going to do the next month or in the weeks to come. As you can tell, this is just my process and me trying to figure out what works for me. It's more kind of like archiving myself, showing you guys what I've done, and maybe it'll help you out too, hopefully. But I'm basically trying to figure out myself and my process and try to turn, twist, pivot, whatever to better find a process that works for me, at least more consistently. So that's kind of what I've noticed so far. I can go 2 weeks on a project, full focus on it, but then I kind of fade away. I would need a break from it. So yeah. Even 500 words. It's not that I can't come up with 500 words, it's just that I don't want to write words that I think will be deleted. I think I mentioned before in my previous video, I'm a severe underwriter, and even more so when I wrote these past 2 weeks. To be completely transparent, I use a lot of these words. All the words that I had written from the NaNoWriMo in my notebook, I included those words in this draft. So I feel like I sort of cheated that way, but I needed to transfer it from my notebook to my computer to see what I was dealing with. And I still haven't. I just organized. Well, okay, I didn't organize it yet, but I needed to organize the different scenes into chapters, and I just finally wrote down the titles. Okay, not the titles, but whose point of view and what's happening in that scene, so I can try to figure out a way to put them all together in a logical, chronological order, because right now it's just random scenes all over the place. So yeah, okay, with that out of the way, yeah, you can see that I kind of dwindled down, and I was kind of surprised that I had so many zeros. I guess I could not really focus or write consistently. I think a lot of it had to do actually with my full-time job. I just wasn't motivated, didn't have the energy, and I was just I need a break, and I really needed it. I think on the 9th there. Maybe not. So it was one of these days, sorry, because it was actually before, or it was after the 9th. But, so yeah, currently my draft sits around, I guess, 21,000 words, because these words right here were just adding the point of views and the title, or what was happening in the in the scene. So I don't expect that I'll add any more words, because a lot of I expect I will do a lot of world building, character development. Most of the words that I've written are pretty much just dialogue, I think, which is kind of interesting. I didn't really pay attention too much to how the world is or any other characters that they meet. This is like all focused on like the central main character and the plot. So these are like super bare bones, and I expect to flesh those out in the upcoming drafts. But from here you can see that I should technically have about 23,500 words, but I'm not close to that. And based off this, on reflecting from this past 2 weeks, I think I might have to change up what I'm going to have in February because it's the same thing. So that'll be another like 20 to 2300 words here. Yep. And I'm not sure I can get all those words down because I'll be starting from scratch. Or, sorry, I'm thinking aloud here. I could use words that I had written previously in a different nano or a different camp nano. I forget which when I wrote it, but I had written it as a challenge before, but things would have to change a lot. Well, at least, so the main plot would pretty much be the same, but the characters' motivations would have to change. I might do that, maybe, just so that I like have a really rough second draft, and I could like once I figure out what I'm doing for the first book, I can work on the second book. I'm not sure yet. Well, that's kind of where my thoughts are currently right now and where I want to go. But I'm a little concerned about the word count here because, yeah, I don't know if I could actually write that much. If I do, I would take a lot of the word counts that I had written previously and just include that. Probably cheating, but it's gonna count, right? So... Oh, I also planned on writing a short story or two, maybe. I really want to write these short stories because they will help me define a big, or two, several big plot points in the first book here. And I think that would help me a lot in terms of solidifying relationships, and because it includes like history, and I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll just leave it at that. So I'm technically more or less on track. I could probably catch up. Let's see, I could increase my word count a little bit. So, oh yeah, I would need 2,000-ish words to catch up, and I think I could do that. I just don't know what I should do because I don't want to write words that I know I'm gonna change yet, and I'd rather have an actual solid image of how I want the world to be and the magic system in general. So I feel like I should hold off on that. So I don't know. These are just my thoughts of my process for now, and hope this is kind of interesting and useful to you. I know this is like super vague, but this is kind of how I've been working on my process in terms of word counts, and at least I've got goals that I've been sort of setting. I'll admit I'm not great at like keeping track of like staying on the goal, but I'm like it's close enough, and I think I'm satisfied with that considering that I have other things going on with my life. But I definitely still want to get these books out and written. Okay, so let me flip over to so let's just say that I didn't work on this at all. I realized also part of my process is that I can't focus on more than 2 projects at a time, or I can't focus on one project at a time for at least like 2 weeks. Like I can only focus on writing or only on revision in terms of at least the main focus of my goals for that month or that week. So what I may do is flip the project priorities to be from writing this first draft of this one project and then switch to focus more on revising this draft, or my current work in progress. That's kind of almost done. It still needs work. As you can see, my work has increased a little bit. I expect that it'll increase a little bit more before I cut more. As I think the last 2 or 3 chapters still needs to be reviewed and written, because I'm not satisfied with how those are right now. But it's getting there. I mean, I've been trying for a while actually to think of a good title, because currently, if you guys have been following me, this project that I'm currently revising was called Blindfolded Love, but I realized it didn't really quite encapsulate everything that I wanted in that book. And so, yeah, and it also sounds too much of a romance, and it's more kind of an adventure type of book with a subplot of romance. So I'm hoping that I can come up with a new title soon. I have a working one. It's closer than anything else that I've had that I like, because I've been literally blank on what to name it. So I'm just going to hold on to that for a little bit longer to make sure that's something that I really like before I share it with the world. And hopefully you guys will be interested in hearing about that. So, yeah, let's flip to the charts really quick. So, yeah, you can see here that I'm kind of missing the word counts, and it's not bad, though. I mean, overall, I was able to keep up, which isn't terrible. But here you can see, this is pretty bad. I didn't revise at all this week. But, anyways, just thought this would be kind of useful and interesting for you guys. Yeah, again, let me know how you guys track your words, your progress. How do you revise? I would love to know. And I think I kind of like this, at a 3-month glance. Yeah, it helps me, stay kind of focused. I mean, 1 month was great, too. But I kind of like having it all in one document. Yeah, I'll probably have to change these word counts. We'll see. I'm just kind of taking it as I go, sort of thing, and how I feel. So, yeah, don't be too surprised if you see these numbers have changed. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Be sure to let me know how you guys are doing, and hopefully your projects are doing well. It's still early in the year, so if you're behind, don't worry. There's still many more days to come. Alright, so thanks for watching, and if you guys like this, be sure to subscribe, comment, and let me know what you guys think. Is this helpful for you? Is this interesting? Is it super boring? I know just looking at numbers probably isn't super interesting, but I don't know, for some reason this kind of works for me, being able to track the numbers and my progress instead and it kind of helps me hold myself accountable. I don't know how you guys do it. But, yeah, I would love to know your thoughts and any advice you guys might have. And that's pretty much it. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.